Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classic Known Classics. This is episode number 1518 and Doubleshot number 1412. I got two Batman trades that collect 14 straight issues for Detective Comics. Yep. First up it is Batman Detective. Yes. And this collection from Detective Comics. Collected issues 821 to 826. All 6 issues written by Paul Dini. Artwork is done by mostly, you have J.H. Williams III who does issue 821. You have Don Kramer who does issues 822, 824, and 826. 823 is Joe Bentes. 825 is Marco Martz. And that's it. Now, one of these stories I want to talk about first is Return of Dr. Phosphorus. You probably don't know who the heck this guy really is. He's an old Batman villain from these storyline Strange Apparitions. Yeah, he's a guy who's connected to Rupert Thorne and Hugo Strange. Yeah, from that particular storyline. Even though what the heck that storyline is, during the course of that very storyline, Hugo Strange finds out that Bruce Wayne is Batman and he decides to sell the information. Rupert Thorne wants it for free, doesn't want to pay for the damn thing, so he ordered basically Hugo Strange to be beaten to death. Yes, Hugo Strange. And this actually would haunt Rupert Thorne for the next decade until he went frickin' nuts and he was put in an insane asylum. Though later on he did become in this story, apparently he's put in Blackgate for some reason. Oh yeah, and he still thinks he's the mayor of Gotham City. Despite the fact it's not the 70s anymore. At this point, I think it's like 2004, I think it is. I think so, yes. Yeah, and this particular issue is Rupert Thorne's last official appearance in comics. This, at this point, was his first appearance in like over 20 years. Why the heck after this the DC never wanted to use Rupert Thorne after this, I have no idea. It's kind of strange though. Rupert Thorne, a big criminal boss. He's basically a crooked politician. That's simply what Rupert Thorne was. He was a member of the city council, who was actually a crooked politician. Who at one point tried to ban Batman from Gotham City. Yes, this was an actual plot thread. And this went on for about a decade until the man was driven insane by Hugo Strange, who actually at one point dressed up as Batman. Yeah, seriously. Hugo Strange has this thing about dressing up as Batman as recent as Night of the Monster Men. Yes, Hugo Strange likes doing that for some strange reason. I have no idea why. Yep, so that was the last time people saw him. Rupert Thorne has not made an appearance since then. And oddly enough, not even Dr. Phosphorus. If you know what this guy looks like, okay, let's show up what the heck this guy looks like. It is quite an interesting look for him. He's a guy who's constantly on fire. Yes, seriously. This is Dr. Phosphorus. Yep. This guy actually at one point put Batman in the hospital briefly just by merely touching him. Yes, this guy burns chemical radiation. You can kind of think of it as an early prototype for the Atomic Skull. Or he could be like a ripoff of Atomic Skull. That's the best way to put him per se. Yeah, he showed he showed up in that particular storyline, and he has showed up sporadically over the years. And that's the way he is. Yeah. As Dr. Phosphorus himself, he's a Steve Eichelhart villain. His first appearance was in the Detective Comics 469. Yeah, it was part of the Strange Apparitions storyline. Strange Apparitions was a storyline that ran from 469 to 479. It was basically a year-long story arc that ran in Detective Comics. It was written by Steve Eichelhart, And the storyline was also not only first appearance of Dr. Phosphorus, but also Rupert Thorne. Now, Rupert Thorne himself, since this issue, has appeared since then. Well, actually, wait, he did appear. Yeah, I didn't think he returned again. Apparently, he did. In The Three Jokers, in issue 2. Which also brought about the return, well, Dr. Phosphorus himself. He has occasionally appeared in post-Flashpoint. I mean, he made his first appearance in Catwoman. Yes, Catwoman. It was issue 22. Well, of the 4th volume. Not the current book. It was the previous one. Yeah, this version was a creation and the Senti. But yeah, Rupert Thorne. Yeah, the guy's only appeared just a couple times. He appeared in Three Jokers #2 and got Batman Gotham Knights #19, which I believe was later reprinted in an issue of the physical version of Gotham Knights. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, that was the thing with basically Rupert Thorne. Just a couple appearances by him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the case of the pre-Flashpoint version, well, the guy was a pretty prominent supporting villain for pretty a period of time. Mm-hmm. Yes, his last appearance in Batman was in issue number 354. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, Jerry Conway kind of like wrote him out of wrote him out of the series. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta thank Jerry Conway for that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they also there was also this commissioner who reported to Rupert Thorne called Paul Paliti. Yeah, he was around for like a year, and then he died. Yep. Rupert Thorne killed him. Yeah. In the case of, well, yeah, in the case of Rupert Thorne, after was this issue right here? Yeah, it was Batman 354 in December 1982. That was Rupert Thorne's last appearance for a long time. For 25 years. Yeah, this issue came out in 2007. Mm-hmm. Yeah, last special appearance of Rupert Thorne. Yep. Now, if you wonder what Rupert Thorne looked like, you're probably thinking, Rupert Thorne, that name sounds so familiar. Didn't he appear in the Batman the Animated Series? Yes, he did. He also appeared on The Batman. Now, if you look curious, though, how in the world is he drawn in this issue here? Like, that's him. Yeah, he's an old man now. Yeah, that's typically how he's drawn. He's like an older guy. He's been in prison for a long time. Mm-hmm. In the case of other stories, Ebernema Consultant Detective, I think this is Paul Dini's idea to basically reform the Riddler, to basically become basically an anti-hero. Basically, private investigator investigates some certain crimes. Night of the Penguin, obviously a Penguin story. The first story is called Beautiful People, the artwork done by J.H. Williams III. Yeah, this is just a really good standalone story. Now, does this involve any of the Batman villains? Well, you could say maybe Black Mask, maybe, but not really. You can kind of say by reading this particular issue, this is basically J.H. Williams in it for his time when he did Batwoman just 2 years later. Yep. And the thing with each of these issues, where they actually come with, a lot of the issues written by Paul Dini were standalone issues. Yes. Oh, and by the way, fun fact about 822. First ever official appearance of Roxy Rocket. Yep. You're probably thinking, who the heck is Roxy Rocket? She was a character from Batman the Animated Series. Yes, seriously. Yep. And this was her first appearance. And just like in the show, she's a crazy Bruce Timm. And aside from appearing in this one issue, she appeared in 3 issues of the Stephanie Brown Batgirl series. Yep, appeared in issues 6, 7, and 24. And that's it. Yeah. Roxy Rocket. Yep. Now, has she appeared post Flashpoint? Yes, an issue of Batman Black and White. Yeah, appeared in that issue, plus Just Like American Rebirth, and that's it. Yeah, it was the first official volume of the series, because last time it was previously published as a backup feature for Batman Gotham Knights about the first 50 issues of the series. Yep, but yeah, that's first appearance of Roxy Rocket. Yeah, she was a villain from Batman the Animated Series, and she also did pop up for one episode of Superman, which is so awesome. Plus, this is really cool here. Like, yeah, the Riddler in the Batmobile. Only Bruce Timm could do something this awesome. Not Bruce Timm, Paul Dini. Yep. Now, 823 is a Poison Ivy issue. Yep, all about Poison Ivy. Yep. Yeah, I love this pic here of her outfit being shredded where she's almost completely naked. Yep. It's a great standalone issue for her. Oh, and this story is called, this is 823. This is Stalked. Yeah, she's got a stalker. The storyline Sleigh Ride, I think this is a Christmas issue, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Yeah, it's a focus on Tim Drake, and he's meeting up with the frickin' Joker. Yeah, one of a couple times appears in these issues. Yep. It's mostly a Tim Drake story, but it's just really freaking good. I thoroughly love it. These are all really good stories. Yes. The only story that's kind of weak story-wise is 821. Nothing really much to the story, but the artwork is gorgeous. Yep, I'm going to give this book a 10 out of 10. It's just really freaking good. If you want to get a good look at the cover here. Oh, the cover art here for all the issues is done by Simone Balenci. Yeah, that's the cover for you for Batman Detective. Next up it is Batman Death in the City. This collect issues 827 to 834. Yes, more Paul Dini stuff here. And more standalone stories. Paul Dini does mostly all the issues in here. Except for issues 829 and 830. It's a two-part called Siege. It's a Tim Drake story. Let's see. 832 is also not done by him either. The artwork is mostly by Don Kramer, who does 827, 828, 831, 833, and 834. Now, Double Talk is, well, Batman investigating a new Scarface. Yes, Scarface. They have a brand new Scarface. Who is, in fact, well, the ventriloquist is a woman. Yep, it's a woman. Yes. You're thinking, really? Ventriloquist is a woman now? Yes, seriously. I think this was her first appearance. This is, yeah, ventriloquist second. Her real name is Peyton Riley. Yep. She, of course, didn't die. She wasn't killed off. Her last appearance was in Zatanna Volume 2, number 8. Yeah, that was part of the short-lived ongoing series that was the Zatanna ongoing series with Paul Dini. It was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yes, and she became a recurring character in the Detective Comics. Yes, she appeared in 827, 828, 831, 843, 844, 848, 850. I think that's part of the Heart of the Hush story. 3 issues of Gotham Underground, and 1 issue of Santa. Yeah, it's something, though. This was the last appearance of this version of Ventriloquist. Yeah, I'm not really sure why that... I mean, it's been 10 years since her last appearance. I don't think she's actually returned. No, not really. I don't think she ever has. Which is kind of odd, to say the least. Now, they done a version of a female ventriloquist with Shayna Baszler, who was created by Gail Simone. And by the way, she predates our Albert, the action ventriloquist. Yep. Yeah, it's quite interesting, though, the fact this one predates that one. Yeah, and she has not appeared in quite some time. No, not really. I mean, her last physical appearance was an issue of frickin' Nightwing, of all things. And you're thinking, Nightwing was her last appearance? Yeah, it seems like after Secret 6 wrapped up, she popped up an issue of Nightwing. It was during the Rick Grayson era, which Dan Jurgens brought her back for, like, I think it was a flashback appearance. Yeah, just a flashback. So technically, you can kind of think of it as her last special appearance was in the final issue of Secret 6. The Gail Simone book. Yep. That was her official last appearance of that ventriloquist. Yep. Yep. The Vigilante ventriloquist, Arnold Weskler. A very chubby guy. Yeah, he got killed. And Scarface basically got transferred over to Peyton Riley. Yeah, he got killed off in the face-to-face story. He was by far the biggest name got killed off in that story. Because a lot of the other ones people may have not heard of. Ventriloquist, yeah, people know who this guy is. I mean, he had been around since 1988. Yeah, can you believe prior to him show up on Batman the Animated Series, he only been around for about 4 years. And a lot of the other characters have been a lot longer. He's probably one of the more recent characters. Yep. Now, yes, the current version does still technically appear in the current continuity. Yeah, Tom King brought him in. Yes, Tom King. I thought it was Tom King. It was, yeah. There was this other ventriloquist who appeared in an issue of Batman the Dark Knight. Yeah, it was not really good time, basically. Yeah. Tom King named a recurring villain and recurring character in the pages of his own run. And the guy has appeared sporadically since. And he's a great villain. A very underrated villain, mind you. Mm-hmm. Yep. And, well, she briefly separated from Scarface. And then she goes back to him by the end of the issue. Yep. It's a really interesting idea to make a female ventriloquist. People are very familiar with this image right here from, I think this is from 828, if I'm mistaken. Called Snakebite. Yeah, this cover was actually used as a promotion for basically people, the quarantine last year. Yeah, this very image of Batman, this Batcave. And I saw this image again. It's been a few years since I've seen this image. I'm like, wait, did DC reuse this very cover to promote quarantine last year? Because you look at this cover, yeah, it's the same exact one. Mm-hmm. I remember seeing this very image seen in a lot of DC books that were released in May of 2020 last year. And this very image basically, be like Batman, stay in the Batcave. It's all about quarantine or whatever. That was something that happened last year, which no one's talking about, but yeah, it's the same exact image. Yeah, Snakebite. It's a story that features a guest appearance by the Riddler. Yep. It's really heavy a party at Wayne Manor. Yep. This one is mostly about the death of the Terrible Trio. Yep, the Terrible Trio. Where two of them get killed by the Shark. Yes, the Shark. Yeah, he kills them off after he apparently supposedly killed himself. And that's actually a story for later. Yeah, just a story for Riddler. Siege is mostly put Tim Drake issue where he basically becomes like a John McClane and take out terrorists at Wayne Tower, where people held hostage. Yeah, it's almost like this two-parter simply is a ripoff of Die Hard. Yeah, where basically Tim Drake is acting like John McClane for 2 issues. Yep. It's a really good two-parter. And it's interesting though we have something to say at Wayne Tower. Wayne Tower is a building that is owned by Bruce Wayne, very rarely used by him, and it's on the corner of 1939 Kane Street. The name Kane comes from Bob Kane himself, one of the co-creators of Batman. 1939, that's actually the actual year Batman made his debut. One thing you gotta love about the Bat books when it comes to Gotham City is that there's so many Easter eggs to people's creators and stuff related to Batman's legacy. Like, for example, the recent thing that was popped up, and I spoke to P.J. Tomas about this, when they had the Morrison Bay thing. That I did ask him, is that named after Grant Morrison by any chance? And he said, yes, that is named after Grant Morrison. Yep. Now, the very next issue, kind of like Family, is a Harley Quinn issue. Or she can get parole, and then she's kidnapped, and eventually she's released. Yep. It's a very good issue. I think this is from A31. I've actually discussed this one already, so excuse me. Let's discuss next issue. Yeah. Which is Tringe. Yeah, this follows up basically with the whole thing with the terrible trio being killed off. And it turns out the person who actually did kill off 2 members was actually Shark. And he's like, oh yeah, you want to find the teeth? Yeah, his mouth is like seriously like a great white shark. And he tells like Batman's like, I mean, most guys here will scream. Like, about sharks. Yeah, he acts like a freaking shark. And then he's locked in Arkham Asylum, all places, where he runs into Great White Shark. And supposedly, that's the last people see of him. Yes, I think that was officially the last time people saw him. And I think this was like his last appearance. Yeah. Yeah, I believe this was officially his last official appearance in comics, because I don't think he appeared after this. Nothing I could think of, no. No, he actually didn't. Which is kind of strange. Yeah. Warren White, a.k.a. Great White Shark. Yeah, you believe this guy is a creation of Dan Slott? Yeah, seriously. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Trust is an issue where we have a guest appearance by Santana. Yep, Santana's guest appearance for a couple of these issues. Because, of course, Santana does. Because Paul Dini loves writing frickin' Santana. And, of course, later on, he did write her ongoing series. Yep, mostly involved like a kidnapping of a guy who they previously met before. And it turns out this guy is actually not this particular escape artist, but actually the Joker. Yes, the Joker. And this Trust two-parter is actually done by Paul Dini. It's actually the only two-parter he does in these issues. Yep. I gotta say, excellent stuff here. And, yeah, and of course, Santana gives a kiss to Bruce on her way out. Now, in case you're curious, though, oh, by the way, I give this book a 10 out of 10. Did Bruce Wayne ever develop an attraction to, like, start a relationship with Santana in, like, pre-Flashpoint? The answer is no. I think he was interested in developing a relationship with her, but I don't think DC writers basically were interested in that at all. No, for Bruce Wayne, the only women he would ever love is the mother of his only child, Talia al Ghul, or Catwoman, not Santana. Santana, a lot of the time, basically, when they give her a love interest, usually it's John Constantine. That's simple gist of it. Yep. But yeah, 2 really good trades. I thoroughly enjoyed viewing these damn things. It looked just so freaking good. Now, yes, the very next one that came after this one was... I actually have to trim my backpack, my bag on the floor review in the future. And then, of course, the last Paul Dini thing he worked on was Heart of Hush. Yeah, that was the last thing he worked on the detective before doing Streets of Gotham. Yep. So yeah, that's it for particular review. Next one is going to be Shaman King. I'm actually get that done tonight, okay? See you next video. Bye.